Okay, this is the last segment of our material on cells. We got through those last terms, and now we're up to the last section. And it's talking about single-celled organisms. This is what is a single-celled organism. Both plants and animals can be made of one cell or many cells. One-celled organisms, unicellular, are very different from organisms with many cells. So the definitions are here. Una means one, and here's the definition. One-celled organisms are called unicellular, as opposed to multicellular, which are organisms with many cells. Pretty straightforward on this one. So for unicellular, una means one cell. Unicellular is an adjective. It describes, it tells what kind. Unicellular means having only one cell. And examples would be a bacterium, an amoeba. You can, if you scan these QR codes at the bottom, you can see examples of those. Just use a barcode scanner on your cell phone and scan those in, and it'll take you to the videos. Multicellular, again, is an adjective. Multi means many or more than one, and this means having more than one cell. So those are terms that you may have heard before, especially if you read a lot of science material. You see those quite often, and you can kind of figure them out if you think through it. It's a little different than endoplasmic reticulum. Some unicellular organisms have a nucleus and some do not. Some single-celled plants have chloroplasts, but all of them do not have rigid cell walls. All unicellular organisms eat, rid themselves of waste, and duplicate themselves. Some examples of single-celled organisms are amoebas, slime mold, algae, and some parasites. To watch a video of single-celled organisms, scan the following QR codes. And if I could do that, I would pull them up right here, but I have to do that on my phone. What is a multicelled organism? Made up of more than one cell are multicellular organisms. Humans are multicellular, and so are all living animals. Examples of multicellular organisms are plants, animals, and fungi that have more than one cell. Because we are multicellular organisms, our cells have more specific work that they do. Our cells work together to function in order to sustain living organisms. All living things start as one cell, but those cells quickly multiply and organize themselves. Scan the QR code below, and I had to move it over to the side there, to watch a video comparing unicellular and multicellular organisms. So we have finished the terms that we needed to cover. Let me just go back through and make sure I have them all. I am going to highlight, these are your flashcard terms. Organism is a living thing. Tissue cells that work together to perform the same type of job. There are 4 types: epithelial, muscle, connective, nervous. Organ: groups of tissue that are self-contained and do a specific critical function. I need to make that singular. Organ system: a complex arrangement of organs that work together to do a specific job. Organelle: a structure in a cell that serves a specific function. A cell membrane is the outer layer of a cell. It's the cell skin. It holds the cell together. The nucleus is the genetic info storage center. It's the brain, the control center of the cell. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance that fills a cell and gives it shape. Endoplasmic reticulum, or ER. Ribosome is a structure that builds proteins. Mitochondrion is a structure that converts glucose, or sugar, food, into energy. Plural is mitochondria. The cell wall is found only in plants. It's a strong layer outside the cell membrane. Chloroplasts help plants make food by trapping sunlight. Vacuoles store food, water, and waste, especially for plant cells. Unicellular is having only one cell. Multicellular is having more than one cell. And here are the diagrams. I would encourage you to take those flashcards that you just made, match them up to the pieces on these graphs, and some of the terms I did not define. You're welcome to look those up, but I would have taken way more of your time than I needed to. But the main ones I did give to you, so make yourself familiar with those. Look at them. I see one that I forgot was not in your reading, and that's the Golgi body. So let me define the Golgi body for you. This is the one part of the cell that's capitalized, and this is therefore a proper noun. Golgi bodies weren't mentioned, but they are important. They're shown on the diagrams. So let's define this one. You were probably thinking she forgot one of my flashcards. The Golgi body works with the ER. Its primary function, I guess you can say, is a sorting area. And again, it works with the endoplasmic reticulum. It pulls in the products from the endoplasmic reticulum, sorts them out, and ships them where they're needed. So they're kind of like UPS. They sort packages and send them where they are needed. So if a certain cell needs some protein, the Golgi body sorts that protein and sends it out where they are needed. And that grammar is horrible. Let's say that, let me fix that. Sorts and ships materials. That's what happens when I talk. Let's get them out. It's a sorting area. It sorts and ships materials where they are needed. always thought of it as the UPS plant, where they just make sure everybody gets what they're supposed to have. Okay, guys, that brings us to the end of the cytology terms, and I will see you hopefully next week in class for another science lesson. Have a great day.